Welcome to another video of Football Moshla. I am your host Qazi Adil. I have with me our data analyst Fardan Ahmed. Today we're going to talk about how two United States men's national team soccer players are going under the radar in the English Premier League. These two players are Tyler Adams of Bournemouth and Chris Richards of Crystal Palace. So Fardan, Tyler Adams, a very tenacious defensive midfielder that I personally like very much going under the radar, contributing to the success of Bournemouth, being, I think, number second in the Premier League or number third or whatever, but they're
Top
high up
five,
there.
basically.
Top
Top five,
five,
yeah.
yes. And Chris Richards, up until last game week, losing to Everton, went on contributed to the undefeated streak of Crystal Palace, 18 match undefeated. So is it time for so-called big clubs to take a look at these players? Fardan, hit us with your data.
First of all, welcome back to Football Martial. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to the channel. Press our like button. We would appreciate it. And join us in the conversation. Comment on US men's soccer team, not football team, soccer team. Because they focus on soccer, even though they'll play the FIFA Football World Cup. That's a topic for a different day. But Tyler Adams, a defensive midfielder, plays in the English Premier League for Bournemouth, just like my dear friend Adil just said. Now, this guy played for Leeds before, and he had not a decent season, a couple of seasons under Leeds. But as soon as he comes to Bournemouth, 7 matches, and he has had an instant impact. Why? Because Bournemouth were in the radar because they lost so many of their players in the summer transfer window. They lost Senesi, they lost Dean Huijsen, and who are also doing so Kerkez as well, right? Sorry,
Yes.
they didn't lose Senesi. I'm sorry, they lost Kerkez and
Din
Huijsen.
Heisen
Dean
and
Huijsen.
Zabarnia.
Zabarni, exactly. So they've all gone to bigger clubs. Now, they all thought that Bournemouth is going to be a new Southampton or something like that. They're going to get crushed. But thanks to the antics of Tyler Adams in defensive midfield, who's doing so good, he's so aggressive. He has already been booked 3 times in the 7 games that he has played. Now, since he's a DM, I'm not going to talk about his XG and XA. I'm going to talk about his defensive contributions in the game, not FPL. So I'm going to talk about like what does he do. So he's not known for dribbles, 40% dribble rate. He likes to move up a little bit. He gets some touches in the opposition box, but within the 7 games, he got 18 tackles in. Not bad. That's average of what, 2 to 3 tackles a game. He wins 54% of the duels that he has come across. He's won 54%, almost 53.8% of the aerial duels, which is very crucial in the midfield, so
Yes.
that he can lob the balls over to Evan Nilsson and company. Now, within the 7 games, he's had 15 interceptions, which is great, and it's good across the board. He's blocked shots. He's blocked 3 of them. He has recovered the ball 36 times within those 7 games, and I think that's impressive. That's very similar to Baliba's numbers. I know it's very early on in the season, but within 7 games, if he has recovered the ball 36 times, which means it's helping Bournemouth get into attack and transition better during any opponent they're facing. And he doesn't get dribbled past that much. He's only been dribbled past 9 times in the last 7 games. So I think based on these numbers and the fact that he has played for Leeds before, he had a good stint at RB Leipzig. I think he's also played for US under 20. Yes, he did. So right now he's 26 years old. With the World Cup coming up, he is essential to US MNT, US men's national team's campaign in the World Cup. And I think he will absolutely be nailed in under
Pochettino.
Pochettino. Yeah, I think more
Yes.
Pochettino, if he doesn't start him, and if he's fit, he should start.
Well, we get a better idea during this international break if he starts. He has been playing for the U.S. men's national team, and the data is great. I've been following him since his RB Leipzig days.
Oh, wow.
And I saw him in Bundesliga, and I was like, this guy is tenacious. He doesn't like he sees the ball, he goes for it, goes after it. He tackles, he intercepts.
Yeah, his
Not a
work rate is
dribbler.
very good.
Work rate is very good. Yes. So then I was very surprised that he was transferred to Leeds. I was thinking that he's going to make the jump from Leipzig to a bigger club. I mean, Leeds used to be a bigger club. Leeds
Mm-hmm.
has a pedigree, but I was
Mm-hmm.
hoping that he's not going to fight the relegation battle. He's going to come to maybe a top six club, or uh, maybe someone that goes for the Europe, maybe a Tottenham, maybe even a Manchester United. They're not big anymore. So, so like that. So, but he actually learned his trade under Marcelo Bielsa
Oh,
when Bielsa was the manager of Leeds. Um, he also played with Rafinha when Rafinha was part of Leeds.
when Rafinha
So
helped them stay, did not prevented them from being relegated. That
correct,
magical season.
that magical season. So then he was, I think he got relegated with Leeds, and then Bournemouth signed him up, and he's gone a little bit under the radar because he had some injury issues last season. But this season he started very good, and I know it's a Semenyo show for Bournemouth right now. Semenyo and Evalinson gets the plaudits alongside Senesi, but I think Bournemouth has Tyler
Clivert,
Adams,
Clivert as well.
Clivert as well. But Tyler Adams then is the unsung hero, and I'm going to be very surprised if in January or after the World Cup, a big club, maybe an Arsenal, Chelsea, a Manchester City, uh, can we dare say Manchester United? Because I think we can. Manchester United are going after Baleba, and Baleba's we're all seeing Baleba's season has declined. The form has declined. But instead of paying, we were talking about Baleba, Wharton, and Angelo Stiller. Instead of all these midfielders that we're paying more, why not just go for a Tyler Adams who has the Premier League experience, right? So that's one. Now, another player that
From the
I
United
have
States.
from the United States, and I have actually followed him when he came to Crystal Palace. He initially didn't get the chance, but he was rotated heavily. But once they sold Anderson to Fulham, Richards started uh, gaining game time with Mark Gahey and Lacroix. So he's also another one that I think is started the season pretty well. I think he started the season last season. Towards the end of last season,
Yeah,
his form came into play.
he became more nailed in towards the end of the last season. Yes.
Yes, and he has formed a solid partnership with the three at the back, with Lacroix, Mark Gahey, and Chris Richards. This is a solid foundation alongside Munoz on the right and Mitchell on the left, right? So what's the data? What does the data say for them
Chris
about
Richards.
Chris Richards?
The advantage is his height. He's 6 feet
Yes.
2. He's younger to some extent than Tyler Adams. I know it's not a direct comparison because he's a defensive midfielder and he's a center back, but I think the work rate is similar from a center back and defensive midfielder. But defensive midfielders obviously don't have to, they cover more ground as opposed to center backs. Now this season, in 7 games that he has played, I'm going to go directly to his defensive data. So he has gotten 16 tackles already. He has won 38 duels. Now, the amount of duels that he wins is 66.7%. From a center back standpoint, that's very impressive because Crystal Palace is not known for being a good defensive team. But when it comes to this season, just right alongside Arsenal and Newcastle, Crystal Palace will be there thanks to Chris Richards and company. He has won 21 of his duels and aerial duels, 63.6%, which means in the air, because of his height, he can get the header in and maybe glance it towards Munoz or even back to his keeper, Henderson. He has gotten 9 interceptions within these 7 games, and he has blocked 7 shots. Uh, he doesn't get dribble past as much, but he's got dribble past 3 times in the 7 games that he has played. Sorry, I shouldn't say 7 games because I'm looking at the season. Oh no, these are Premier League stats. I'm sorry, I thought this was the overall stats for the season, including Europe. And tackles, I have already said. Now, how many times was he dispossessed? Only once in those 7 games. And would you expect a center back to get touches in the opposition box?
Yeah, he scores goals from
Yes, he
corners,
does.
set pieces.
He does, and
Vidic-like.
yes, very, very good point.
Gabriel
He's
like.
got Gabriel there. Thank you. He's got 7 touches in the opposition box. That's averaging 1 touch per match per in the box, which is very impressive. And he has already also taken 3 shots. He has taken shots from the corner. He has even, headed in from the set pieces. So this guy is all over the place. Maybe not as much as Van de Ven or Delete or them, but he's there, and that's someone that
Oh,
is
yeah.
essential
Yeah.
for Crystal Palace. He will be essential. If Pochettino is listening, I hope that you have to put this guy in your starting lineup if he's fit and well for a U.S. men's national team campaign in the 26 FIFA World Cup in USA. If he's there in the center back, I don't know what formation Pochettino is going to play. I'm most likely a back four. This guy will crush it, man. I think he will be incredible asset to United States men's national team in this World Cup.
Yeah, and I hope he stays in the Premier League and signs for one of the big clubs, Manchester United, alongside Lenny Yoro and Chris
You
Richards.
you're absolutely
That'll
right
be
when you say that these two. I'm sorry to cut you off. These two players should catch the eye of a bigger club, even if it's not in the Premier League. A big club like PSG, like how what happened with Real Madrid when they took Dean Huijsen.
yes,
Dean Huijsen is also the similar height as Chris Richards, and nobody expected them to pick up a player from Bournemouth.
yes,
A team that doesn't really go for European competitions, doesn't go for like a bigger thing. Maybe like Carabao Cup, they get knocked out by a championship team, but these players are the ones that we're hoping. I agree with you. They will get picked up by a bigger club soon.
yeah, and I think there's a stigma towards this, right? Because Dean Huijsen or Hausen or however you say his name, he was Spanish, and Real Madrid went after a Spanish player. Um, he's United States, and these two are United States internationals. Apart from Bundesliga, the European leagues, even Serie A, rarely we have McKinney there. But apart from that, the English Premier League or any other bigger clubs, like they don't sign U.S. soccer players. But these two catches the eye. They're playing in the best league, in my opinion, in the world, and they can keep up the pace. They can match the physicality, intensity, and these are fast players as well. Maybe Chris Richards is a little faster than Tyler Adams. So if you're a big club in the English Premier League or Italian Serie A, even a Bayern Munich in Bundesliga, um, even La Liga, I'm saying, take a look at these players. And I
Yep.
guess we leave it at
Chris
that.
Richards was also part of Bayern Munich.
He was let go, right? So
He was
Bayern
loaned
can
out to
re-sign him.
Hoffenheim and then went back to Bayern
Mhm.
Munich, and then Palace picked him up.
Yeah. So Bayern Munich can snatch him up because there's been talk about Upamecano not agreeing a new contract.
Oh,
So that's there. Anyways, ladies and gents, I hope you guys like these types of videos. Please let us know in the comments. We're trying to make best as we can with the data and analysis and the eye test that we see, and provide you with some different type of content. So if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Disliked it, give it a thumbs down twice. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
take care, everybody.